Well, hello and welcome back to the Lytt Effects YouTube channel. Here we have a demonstration of the one and only Rosie. The Rosie is one of my favorite pedals, just from design to topology, what this is based on. I really like it. So what this is based on is the TImmy. So you've got your volume drive, treble bass controls, and a high gain function, as well as the clipping switch inside. So the TImmy is one of my favorite pedals ever. So I was very excited to be able to build one of these. And yeah, so as usual, disclaimer, I'm not a great guitarist. You know the deal. I'm a drummer, sound guy at heart, and that is basically where I live. And then I really try to be a good guitarist, but it is what it is, and I'm sorry. So I'll do the best I can to show off how cool this pedal is. I love this pedal, mainly because it's one of those overdrives that you can pair with basically any amp, and because, it does the whole like transparent organic type thing. So yeah, it's a really fun pedal. Whatever amp you've got it with, it's going to be, your amp, and it's just going to sound more distorted. So really like this thing, especially with the high gain switch. I think it sounds great. So yeah, so let's go ahead with, what everyone cares about, which is clean tone. So just like every other video, same deal. You've got this Telecaster with the Lollar Special Tees. Best pickups ever for a Telecaster. I mean, there's a lot of good ones out there, but the Special Tees, they're special, as I've said many times. So if you haven't ever tried them, try them out, because they're just fantastic. It's going to go straight into the Rosie, out of the Rosie into the Dream. Obviously, the Dream is a Fender. It does the Fender fart. We all know what it sounds like. Very clean preset that I'm running here, which is the Corey Wong Clean on the Dream. And that's it. Let's dive into the neck pickup. So yeah, clean. Middle. And bridge. So yeah, it's pretty clean. Breaks up a very, very tiny bit on the bridge pickup. But yeah, so that's just going to give a good representation of what's going on with this pedal. So again, the Rosie based on the TImmy, pretty much direct one-for-one clone. Nothing too fancy about this one, modifications or anything like that, because I love the original so much and I wanted to stay true to it. So here's the Rosie. Okay, so as far as controls go, you've got stem here, which is going to be your volume control. Up here, you've got root, so this is your bass control. Over here, you've got bloom, so this is your drive, gain, whatever control. Thorn here is going to be your treble. Obviously, it's a Rosie, it's a rose, goes along with it. This toggle switch, so in the up position is your standard gain, and then flip it down to where it says NPK. So NPK is, fertilizer, for those who don't know, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So NPK, flip that down, and it will take you to high gain territory. So this thing can cover a wide range of gain, so especially with the high gain switch. So another reason why I really love this pedal. You could probably put 3 of them on your board and they would all sound fantastic in different settings. So let's hear how it sounds. We're gonna go bridge pickup, all knobs at noon here. So yeah, there it is. Again, very transparent. It sounds like the Fender, just distorted. So that's just one of the main reasons why I love this pedal. It's really cool sounding. So let's kick up the gain here a little bit. Go to a more low gain. Just sounds great pretty much across the knob sweep. So let's hear what what these tone controls can do. So let's go just like a medium-ish gain. Let's boost that. You can hear it's kind of subtle with these tone knobs, what they actually do. I think makes them easier to dial in because you got more range with, you know, it's not as drastic moving from like here to here. You know, you're not really doing much. Something you can do to almost give it like a mid boost. Yeah, it's a clean sounding pedal. I love this thing. So let's go back to noon on everything and we'll engage the high gain. So here you go. Here's all knobs at noon and then just the standard gain setting. Apologies for the noise. Something is going on with the power here currently while I'm recording. So it's depending on which way I face my guitar. It's just happening. It is what it is. Noise happens with electronics. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. So, especially in higher gain settings. So let's really rip it here. See what we got. Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't ever use the TImmy really in like a high gain setting. I mean, I think it's cool how gainy it can get, but I think where it really shines is when you're just a little bit below noon on the gain knob. I mean, dial in your tone kind of to what your pickups are like. I like to add a little bass with the playing a Telecaster, and then with these pickups you can even boost a little bit on the top end and it just yeah, this is one of my favorite pedals. I especially love to run this pedal if, you know, I'm doing multiple drives. I like to run this one last because it has such great tone controls on it. The tone sweeps on these, if you've ever used a TImmy before, you know how they work. They're really great for dialing in the tone of your overall drive sound, especially if you're stacking drives, because this does run so transparent. When you put it at the end, it gives you great tone control over the rest of your drive section. So, which is primarily how I use this pedal. So it's more of like a last gain stage tone shaping. Sometimes I will literally, I'll just turn the gain like basically completely off and just run it almost as like a little, maybe like slight boost to it. And then I also like how it just sounds always on like the neck or even the middle. Gives it that little So yeah, that's the Rosie, and I really love this pedal. We can hear real quick. Let's flip it over. I'm just gonna put the drive. This is kind of again where I like to set it to. We'll go back to the bridge and we'll hear the just the clipping options. All right, so flip it on over here. So you can kind of see on the inside, you got this little toggle switch guy here. Or not really toggle switch, slide switch, mini slide switch. So right now it's set to asymmetrical clipping. And I won't lie, it's a very subtle difference. Now let's flip it over to symmetrical. Yeah, like I said, it is not a gigantic difference in the clipping. So in this particular circuit, between the asymmetrical and the symmetrical, listen, I'm going to be honest, I can't really tell you why. That's above my pay grade as far as this goes, but you can hear it's a slight variation there. So yeah, that's the Rosie. Super cool pedal. Really love this thing. So let's just take a look at the design, the finish, blah, 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 as I unplug my guitar. Let me get this unplugged. We'll take a closer look at the insides here. So here we go, Rosie. So the reason that I named this Rosie was literally just because I found these knobs at Love My Switches, and I thought they were so cool looking, this rose gold kind of like metallic-y color, and I was like, I have to use those on a pedal, and I was just like, Rosie, TImmy, let's do it. So that was the Rosie, and then, you know, you can kind of see there's your little UV printed graphic there on your matte white kind of sand texture enclosure. I'm really digging the matte enclosures with like the gloss UV print. And then obviously again, your controls, stem, root, bloom, and thorn. So volume, bass, drive, treble, your high gain and low gain, high gain or standard gain switch. So up is stock, down goes to higher gain. And then again here on the inside, so you've got your LED brightness control if you want to bump it up or down a little bit, depending on your preferences. Your op amp here is socketed, and on the inside of this one, so I am doing if this will focus on that, the LM1458N. You can swap them out if you want to go for it. You know, a lot of people mess around with the op amps on the Timmys. You can just search it in Google or the gear page or something. And a bunch of stuff will pop up on different op amps that you can try inside of the Timmy circuit. A lot of them sound great. I don't think you can really go wrong unless you go with like some super low fidelity stuff. But, you know, yeah, it's a really, really great sounding pedal. And I love this thing. So we've got the matte white finish here. And then I also have this peacock ore finish. So I can't decide which one is my favorite. I think this peacock ore is like one of the coolest powder coat finishes I've seen. It's like this really dark blue kind of sparkle with these very light blue flecks, metallic. So, but then there's also like some deep purple and pink and stuff just kind of thrown in there. So really, really cool finish on this. So yeah, I love this thing. I think it's a super, super awesome pedal. I really dig the Timmy. It's one of my favorite overdrives ever. And yeah, so that's it. There it is, the Rosie by Lytt Effects. pedalpcb.com is where this PCB hails from. So check them out if you're at all into the DIY nature of things and want to start building your own pedals. And hopefully in the future, I'll be putting out some videos on how to start doing so yourself if you're interested, because it is a deep, dark rabbit hole that you can dive into, but it's a lot of fun. So there you go. Lytt Effects Rosie. Thank you.